The boardroom glass is so clean, it feels like I'm sitting inside a display case. Armin slides a single sheet across the table, 2 fingers. No warmth. The paper stops in front of me like it chose my throat. Apologize to her, he says, voice smooth, practiced, or you're off the project. Selena's mouth tilts. Not a smile. A verdict. She's already holding a statement, typed, formatted, ready, with my name at the bottom like a toe tag. My eyes snag on one line. Incident. Post-meeting confrontation, 4:15 p.m. It's 10:06 a.m. My stomach drops slow and heavy, so this isn't discipline, it's a script. I lift my gaze. I make my face empty. Okay, I say, I'll be quiet. For now. My phone buzzes once in my pocket. Unknown number, check the charity ledger, then run. My pulse keeps time in my wrists, in my jaw, in the place behind my eyes where tears want to live but can't afford rent. I press my tongue to the back of my teeth and swallow the taste of metal. I'm not new here. I built half the systems that keep this place from collapsing into chaos. Procurement workflows, compliance checks, vendor controls. The boring bones nobody claps for until they break. I came back after the hard years, the years where trust felt like a joke people told at weddings. I came back because I believed in the mission. Community programs, grants, doing good, posters in the lobby with smiling kids and clean fonts and promises, and because Armin looked me in the eyes and said, we'll build something honest. I believed him the way you believe air will keep being air. Now, he sits across from me with that CFO calm, that polished restraint like he's about to explain a budget cut, like he isn't carving the word unstable into my file with a pen. Selena's nails are pale pink, immaculate. She taps the pre-written apology against her palm like it's a metronome, like she's waiting for me to match her rhythm. I force my shoulders down. I make my breathing quiet. I stand. The chair legs whisper against the floor, soft, humiliating. I walk out, each step measured like I'm balancing something fragile on my head. At the security gate, my badge flashes red. Access limited. For a second, my vision blurs, not from crying, my eyes are dry as paper, but from the sheer shock of how fast it happened, how clean, how planned. A guard glances at me, confused. Ma'am? My throat tightens around the word ma'am like it's a leash. I manage a nod. It's fine. But it isn't. And somewhere deep inside, something that used to beg for peace goes still. If you've ever been punished for telling the truth, subscribe. Because the truth always keeps receipts. The hallway outside the boardroom smells like lemon cleaner and cold air. It shouldn't smell like anything. It's a corporate hallway. It should be neutral, forgettable, a place you pass through without leaving pieces of yourself behind. But today, it smells sharp, like the building is scrubbing itself clean of me. I walk toward my office with my face set in that polite mask every woman learns. Pleasant, controlled, harmless. The mask that says I am not a problem. My hands don't believe the mask. They tremble at my sides, tiny shakes like nerves flicking a switch on and off. I keep them still by curling my fingers into my palm until my nails bite. I hear heels behind me. Quick, confident. Selena passes at my shoulder without looking directly at me, but I feel her presence the way you feel a spotlight even with your eyes shut. Lena, she says softly, like we're friends. Like she's concerned. Don't take it personally. My head turns before I can stop it. The motion is sharp enough to make my neck ache. She finally looks at me. Her eyes are bright. Too bright. A performance. It's just leadership alignment, she continues. The board hates conflict. I taste bile. It rises hot and I swallow it down so hard my throat burns. Leadership alignment. That's what she calls putting a collar on me. I keep walking. I don't answer. If I speak, my voice will shake and she'll file that as evidence. She's been here 3 months. 3. And already she moves through this place like the walls belong to her. When Selena first arrived, the whole office buzzed with her name like a new app everyone had to download. Strategy director, external hire, visionary. Fresh perspective. She wore beige and white and soft gold jewelry like she was designed to look trustworthy, like money had decided to cosplay humility. Armen brought her into our home in conversation before he brought her into the office. "Selena's brilliant," he'd said one night, loosening his tie in the kitchen. His voice had that glow, that excitement I hadn't heard directed at me, and I didn't want to count. "She's strategic," he'd continued. She sees the big picture." I'd rinsed dishes, my hands in warm water, and I remember thinking, I see the big picture too. I live in it. But I said, that's good. Because I've spent years learning how to keep peace, how to smooth the edges of a man's pride so it doesn't cut you. The first time Selena took credit for my work, it happened in a meeting with the operations and partnerships. Fluorescent lights hummed above us. The AC blasted like punishment. My skin prickled with cold. I had prepared the compliance pathway for a new vendor contract. Simple, clean, measurable. The kind of system that keeps grants from leaking into private pockets. Selena flipped through my slides on the screen. My slides. And then she said, what I'm proposing is a streamlined control process. What I'm proposing? I felt my stomach drop then too, but it was smaller. A pebble, not a boulder. I cleared my throat. That framework is from my... Armen cut in, smooth as oil. Lena supported the process, yes. Selena's leading the strategic direction. Supported, like I'm a chair that holds someone else up. I remember blinking, slow because my body didn't know what else to do with the humiliation. After that, the language shifted in our home. Armen stopped saying we. He started saying the company. He stopped asking how my day was. He started asking if I'd handled things. Did you handle the vendor issue? He'd say while scrolling his phone. Did you handle HR's concerns? His voice stayed calm. His tone stayed reasonable. It was the calm that made me feel crazy, like if I reacted, I'd be proving him right. I used to tell myself that marriage is teamwork, that sometimes you let the other person shine, that love is compromise. But compromise started to feel like disappearing. I reach my office door now. My fingers hover over the handle. For a heartbeat, I hesitate, because I don't know what I'm walking into. I don't know what they've already taken from me. I push in anyway. My office is small, functional, a narrow window that shows the city as a gray blur. My desk is neat because mess makes my skin itch. There are sticky notes lined up in a row, color-coded. A plant I keep forgetting to water, but it keeps living anyway, stubborn thing. I drop my bag onto the chair and the sound is too loud. My chest tightens. I open my laptop, password, I type. Access denied. Again. Access denied. A small sound escapes me, half laugh, half choking noise. My eyes sting now and I blink fast, furious, refusing tears. I try to breathe through my nose, the air feels thin. A knock, I jerk my head up. Nyla steps in, quiet as if she's afraid of being heard. Her hair is always pulled back, severe. Her eyes are soft, but today there's something sharp behind them, like she's holding a secret under her tongue. She closes the door behind her. My throat is so tight it hurts to speak. Did they? Yes, she whispers. They cut your access. My hands go cold, not metaphor cold, actual cold, like blood is retreating. Armand approved it, she adds, and the words hit like a slap. Of course he did. I stare at Nyla. My vision narrows, the room feels smaller, like the walls are inching closer. Why are you telling me? I manage. Nyla swallows, her voice is low. Because I saw something I wasn't supposed to. She walks closer and I notice her hands are shaking too. She's scared. HR people aren't supposed to be scared. They're supposed to be the ones holding the knife with a smile. But Nyla isn't that kind of HR. Nyla is the kind who keeps her morals tucked into her blazer pocket. She leans in. Your name is on a termination packet. My stomach flips. Heat floods my face. What? The word comes out thin. Dated next week, she whispers. It's already drafted, already routed. My ears ring, a high, hollow sound like a distant alarm. I grip the edge of my desk, hard enough my knuckles pale. The wood presses into my palm. They can't, I say, but it doesn't sound like belief. It sounds like a child arguing with thunder. Nyla's eyes flick to the door, then back to me. They're building a narrative, conduct issues, collaboration concerns, emotional instability. My mouth goes dry. I can taste the boardroom again, paper, toner, control. I wasn't emotional, I whisper, and the words scrape my throat. I was accurate. Nyla nods, quick. I know. I swallow. My tongue feels thick. What did I do? My voice cracks on the last word, and I hate myself for it. Nyla's face tightens. You notice things you weren't supposed to notice. My phone buzzes again in my pocket. I flinch. I pull it out with stiff fingers. Unknown number. Check the charity ledger. Then run. The message sits there. Black letters on white screen. Simple, clear, terrifying. My heart stutters, then pounds harder. Who is that? Nyla asks, eyes darting to the phone. I don't know, I whisper. My hands feel like they belong to someone else, but my mind starts moving, clicking into place like gears that have been waiting for permission. The charity ledger, the community programs, the grants, the do-good image. Armin is CFO. Numbers, flows, budgets, Selena is strategy, narrative, vision, optics, and me, I'm operations, systems, controls. The one person who can see where money goes when it doesn't want to be seen. I sit down slowly because my legs suddenly feel weak. The chair catches me. Nyla watches me like she's afraid I'll break. I don't break, not yet. I inhale. The air burns my nostrils, cold and sharp. Do you have a copy? I ask, voice steadier than I feel. Of the termination packet. Nyla hesitates. Her eyes flicker, fear, then resolve. I can't officially, she says. I'm not asking officially, I reply. My voice surprises me. It's flatter, harder, like I'm borrowing Armin's tone and wearing it better. Nyla's lips press together, then she nods once, small. I saved screenshots, she whispers, in case they tried to say it was never there. My stomach clenches again, but this time the fear has a shape, a target. Send them to me, I say. Nyla's eyes widen. Lena, if they find out... I know, I cut in, and my voice is soft now, not gentle. I know what it costs. Silence hangs between us. Then Nyla pulls out her phone, fingers moving fast. My laptop screen still shows access denied. My own desk feels like foreign territory. My own office feels like a room in someone else's house. Nyla's phone pings. She shows me the screen. There it is. Termination recommendation, pending final approval. Reason, conduct concerns, conduct, like my existence is misconduct. Date, next Thursday. My throat tightens again, but now it's not grief. It's rage, compact and heavy, like a stone I can throw. I look up at Nyla. Why are you helping me? Her eyes shine. She blinks hard. Because I watched my mother get destroyed in an office like this, she whispers. And nobody warned her. Nobody gave her a chance to protect herself. My chest aches. I want to reach for her hand. I don't. Touch feels too intimate for a moment this dangerous. Instead, I nod. A slow agreement. A promise. Thank you, I say. Nyla exhales, shaky. And Lena, she adds, voice almost too quiet to hear. They're not just trying to fire you. I hold still. What do you mean? Nyla swallows. They're trying to make you confess to something, to sign something. My skin prickles. The apology, the statement, the pre-written paper with my name. It isn't about Selena's ego. It's about a record. A paper trail, a scapegoat. My pulse drums in my ears. I force myself to breathe again, slow, controlled. I glance at the unknown text. Charity ledger. Run. A memory flashes. Armin at our dining table weeks ago, laughing lightly as he said, "The charity arm is our shield. People forgive anything if you keep smiling next to children." I'd laughed too, weakly, because it sounded like a joke. It wasn't. Nyla steps back toward the door. "Be careful," she whispers. "They're watching." I nod. She slips out, leaving my office door shutting with a soft click that feels like a lock. I sit alone, my hands resting on my desk like they're trying to pretend this is a normal day. But my body knows. My body knows the air has changed. I pull a notepad toward me, paper rough under my fingertips. I write one line. Charity ledger, then another. Who is texting me? Then another. What does Armin need silence for? The pen scratches, loud in the quiet. My breathing steadies. My fear doesn't disappear. It just organizes itself. I stand, smooth my blouse, and grab my bag. If my badge won't open doors, I'll find other doors, and if they're writing a script with my name at the bottom, then I'll start writing my own. I walk out of my office. The hallway is bright, too bright. People pass, smiling, unaware, or pretending. I keep my face calm, I keep my steps even. Inside, something cold and clear settles in my chest. Okay, Lena, I think. Be quiet, for now. And then I head for the place where the money hides behind kindness. Because I have a feeling the charity ledger is going to tell me exactly why my husband wants me silent. And I'm not going to like the answer. I'm going to use it. The charity department is on the second floor, tucked behind the impact wall. That's what they call it. A glossy hallway lined with framed photos, kids holding backpacks, women smiling beside sewing machines, ribbon cuttings with oversized scissors, the kind of pictures that make donors feel clean. My heels click softly on the tile. The sound echoes too far, like the building is emptying around me. I keep my face neutral. I keep my breathing shallow because now I know something I didn't know this morning. They're not just trying to punish me. They're trying to record me. They want a signature, a confession, a neat little bow they can tie around my name and toss into the fire. I stop at the glass door with the charity logo frosted in white. I swipe my badge, green. It still works here. Of course it does. Nobody thinks compliance will come sniffing around the charity arm. Charity is supposed to be sacred, untouchable, safe. I step inside. The air is warmer than upstairs. Less corporate cold, more fake warmth. Someone has a cinnamon candle burning on a desk. It smells like comfort that's being used as a weapon. A woman at reception looks up. Hi, can I help you? I force a smile. My cheeks feel stiff, like I'm moving someone else's face. I'm looking for the ledger reports, I say lightly. For vendor-linked grants, I need to verify a cross-department compliance item. I hate how easy the words come out. I hate that I can sound calm while my stomach is twisting like wet cloth. She nods, friendly. Sure, we can pull that. Do you have a ticket number? A ticket number. My pulse bumps harder. No ticket, I say, still smiling. I'm covering a time-sensitive audit question. If you can point me to who manages the ledger exports, I'll coordinate. Her eyes flick over me. She recognizes me. Everyone does. I'm the woman who solves problems and never makes noise. Talk to Reza, she says. Back left, he's on reporting. I thank her. I walk toward the back. Every step feels like I'm wading into deeper water. Reza sits at a desk with 2 monitors and a spreadsheet open. He's young, hair messy, headphones around his neck. When he sees me, he straightens. Lena, he says, bright. Hey, what's up? My throat tightens at how normal he sounds. I lean in slightly. I need the ledger exports for vendor-linked grants, the last 6 months, preferably with invoice references. He blinks. Okay, for what? I let out a small laugh like this is routine. Audit question, it's nothing dramatic. It is dramatic. It's so dramatic my skin feels too tight. Reza swivels to his screen, fingers tapping. Armin didn't say anything about an audit, he mutters. My smile doesn't move. It's internal. Reza hesitates, then shrugs. Okay. He clicks through folders. My eyes track the movements like I'm watching someone defuse a bomb with a shaky hand. There it is, a file labeled charity_ledger_Q3-Q4_export.xlx. He double-clicks. Rows and rows of numbers bloom across the screen, dates, vendor names, grant IDs, memo lines like community partnership and impact distribution. I feel my pulse in my throat. Can you filter by vendor? I ask, voice careful. Which vendor? I think of the contract I flagged last week, the one that didn't make sense. A communications partner with inflated invoices. Brightbridge Media, I say. Reza types. The spreadsheet collapses into a smaller list. My stomach drops. Duplicate invoices, same amount, same memo line, 2 different grant IDs. I stare at the screen until the numbers blur. Is that normal? Reza asks, frowning. No, it's not normal, but I don't say that. I can't say that yet. I tilt my head as if I'm evaluating calmly. Sometimes allocations get split across grants, I say, and even as I speak it, I feel sick. But the references should differ. Let's open one. He clicks. The invoice pops up as a PDF. Clean. Professional. Branding at the top. Impact storytelling campaign. My jaw tightens. I read the bank details. A routing number, a bank name, and then a line in small text. Payments processed via partner entity, Shieldstone Consulting. Shieldstone. The word sits there like a grin. Shield. My pulse thuds. I keep reading. The address is in the city. Nothing screams fraud. It's designed not to. I point to the partner entity line. Do you have the onboarding for Shieldstone? Reza shakes his head. That's handled by finance. Finance, Armin, my husband. My hands go cold again. I clear my throat. Can you export this filtered list and email it to me? Reza nods. Sure. He starts typing. My phone buzzes again. Unknown number. Don't request. Screenshot. They can wipe exports. My lungs lock. I stare at the message like it's a slap. My fingers tighten around the phone until it hurts. Someone is watching. Someone knows how these people move. Someone is trying to keep me alive in a room full of smiling knives. Lena? Reza glances up. You okay? I force a laugh that sounds like glass cracking. Yeah, just cold in here. My mind races. Screenshot. If I request official exports, it creates a trace, a ticket, a record, something Armin can intercept. I lean closer to Reza's monitor, pretend to read. My phone is in my hand. I angle it. Click. Screenshot. Click. Screenshot. I capture the filtered list, the invoice, the partner entity line, the bank name. My heart pounds so loud I'm sure Reza can hear it. I slide my phone back down, keep my face relaxed. Reza finishes the email. Okay, sending now. My stomach twists. No, I say too fast. He pauses. What? I slow down. I breathe. I tilt my head like I'm thinking. Actually, hold that. I want to confirm something first. Can you just save it for now? Reza looks confused. Sure. He doesn't hit send. Thank God. I nod, grateful and furious that I have to be grateful for scraps of control. I step back. Thanks, I'll circle back. As I walk away, my skin prickles between my shoulder blades. The sensation of being watched returns. Crawling. I leave the charity department with my hands steady and my insides screaming. The elevator ride up feels too slow. The doors open on my floor. I step out and the air hits me like winter, cold, corporate, stripped of comfort. I walk toward my office and I see her, Selena. She's standing near the copier, talking to someone from marketing, laughing softly. Her laugh is light, like nothing in the world has weight. When she sees me, her eyes sharpen. She turns toward me like she's been waiting. Lena, she says brightly, too bright. We need that revised operational plan by end of day. My jaw clenches. End of day? She tilts her head. Innocent. Yes. The sponsor review is tomorrow. You're the operations lead. I'm not anymore. Not if my access is cut and my name is on a termination packet. But she wants me to scramble, to fail, to look incompetent, to confirm the narrative. I swallow, slow. Send me the requirements. Her smile deepens. Already did. My phone pings. An email from Selena. Urgent. Deliverables. Needed. EOD. The body is short, cold. It reads like a trap. I glance up. I don't have system access. She blinks, feigning surprise. Oh, that's strange. Maybe Ed can help. She knows. Of course she knows, because Arman approved it. I nod once. I'll manage. Selena's eyes flick over my face, searching for cracks. She wants tears. She wants anger. She wants me loud and messy so she can point and say, see, emotional. I give her nothing. I walk past her. My nails bite my palm again. In my office, my laptop still rejects me. Access denied. I exhale through my nose. I pull out my notepad, my pen. I start writing lists again. Screenshots, charity ledger, duplicate invoices, partner, entity. Shieldstone Consulting connection to finance approvals. Who is texting me? How to secure proof without trace. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. Good. Now check Selena's references. Her mentor doesn't exist. A chill slides down my spine. How do they know? I type back with shaking thumbs. Who are you? No reply. My mind won't slow. I go to the restroom, lock myself into a stall, and sit on the closed lid like the world can't reach me through metal walls. My breathing is shallow, fast. My fingers feel numb. I open my phone gallery and stare at the screenshots again. The numbers look too normal. That's what scares me. Fraud isn't always messy. Sometimes it's clean enough to pass through 1,000 hands without anyone feeling the dirt. I close my eyes. Armin's voice from the boardroom returns. Apologize or you're off the project. Off the project. Not off the company. Off the project. Because the project is the real thing. The thing they're protecting. The thing I can't be near. My stomach churns. I lean forward, press my forehead to the stall door. Cold metal, grounding. I try to remember the last time Armin looked at me like he loved me, not like I was a variable. Last month, maybe, on the balcony. He'd wrapped his arm around me. For a moment, I'd let myself soften into him. He'd said, "You're my safe place." And now he's building a case to burn me. My eyes sting. I blink hard. No tears. Not yet. I leave the restroom with my face composed. In the hallway, I almost collide with Armin. He's walking fast, phone to his ear. He stops when he sees me, lowers the phone. His eyes skim me like a report. "You're still here." The words slice. I lift my chin. It's my job. He steps closer. The scent hits me, expensive cologne and something floral underneath. Perfume. Not mine. My throat tightens. His voice drops. "Don't make this harder than it has to be." I feel heat rush up my neck. "Harder?" He exhales as if I'm exhausting. "Apologize. Sign the statement. We can move forward." "We." The word sounds dirty now. My mouth goes dry. Why does she already have a statement with my name on it? Armin's expression flickers, just a fraction, then smooths again. "Because we need to stabilize perception," he says. "Investors don't like internal conflict." My heart pounds. So it's perception, not truth, not fairness, perception. I stare at him and something in me shifts. I see it clearly. He isn't confused. He isn't stressed. He is choosing this. "Armin," I whisper, and my voice shakes despite me. "What did I ever do to you?" His eyes harden. "Don't do this." "I'm not doing anything," I say, voice firmer now. "I'm asking." His jaw tightens. He leans in slightly. "You keep looking where you shouldn't." My blood turns to ice. He knows I'm close. He steps back, adjusts his cuff, the gesture so controlled it makes me want to scream. "Stay in your lane," he says softly, "and you'll be fine." Then he lifts his phone again and walks away. I stand there, frozen, watching the back of my husband move down the hallway like a stranger. My phone buzzes again. Unknown number. "He knows you're digging. Don't confront, collect." My hands tremble. I walk back into my office and close the door. I lean against it. My chest heaves, one silent breath after another, then I do something I haven't done in weeks. I let myself feel anger fully. It spreads through me like heat. It steadies my hands. It sharpens my mind. I sit at my desk and open my personal laptop, the one they don't control. I start searching. Selena's resume, her listed references, her mentor at a consulting firm. I find the firm's website. It looks real, sleek, stock photos, buzzwords. I click, team, no Selena. I search her mentor's name. Nothing. I search the mentor's LinkedIn. A profile appears. New, thin, no history, no endorsements. My stomach drops again. The resume might be real, but the references are not, and suddenly the boardroom complaint makes sense. The pre-written apology. The termination packet dated next week. They don't just want me silent. They want me gone before I can show anyone that Selena is a plant, a connected plant, a strategic tool, and Armin, my husband, is watering her with my blood. I stare at the screen until my eyes ache. I whisper to the empty room, barely audible. "Okay." Not surrender, not this time. A plan. A promise. Because if they're building a story where I'm the problem, then I'll give them a story they can't edit. A story with receipts and timestamps, and a truth so clean it doesn't need screaming to be heard. My phone buzzes again. Unknown number. Tomorrow's all hands is a trap. Your name will be used. Prepare now. My stomach tightens. All hands. Televised donation announcement, sponsors, lights, smiles, a stage. I swallow hard. My fingers curl around my pen. Tomorrow, they'll try to make me small in front of everyone, and tonight I have to decide what kind of woman walks into that room. I look down at my list. Collect. Don't confront, improve, don't plead. I write one more line at the bottom of the page. Selena's references. Fake. Then I underline it so hard the pen almost tears through. And in the quiet of my office, with my badge half dead and my marriage already bleeding out, I realize the scariest part isn't that Armin betrayed me. It's that he thinks I won't survive it. He thinks silence is my nature. He forgot. Silence was my strategy. And strategies can change. The morning of the all hands, my body wakes before my alarm. Not gently. My eyes snap open like someone yanked a cord inside my chest. For a second, I don't know where I am. Dark room, quiet ceiling, and the faint hum of the AC. But then the memory rushes back in. Boardroom glass, paper sliding, apologize. Unknown number. Prepare now. My throat tightens, I swallow, and it hurts like my body is trying to swallow the whole day at once. Beside me, Armin's side of the bed is empty. The sheets are smooth, untouched, cold. He didn't come home. Or he did and didn't come to me. Either way, the emptiness feels deliberate. I sit up slowly, my back aches, dull and deep, the kind of ache that comes from holding yourself rigid for too long. I swing my feet to the floor. The tiles are cold enough to shock me awake all over again. In the bathroom mirror, my face looks fine. That's the strange part. No bruises, no visible wounds, just slightly tired eyes and a mouth that looks like it forgot how to soften. I stare at myself and feel a flicker of grief so sharp it almost knocks me backward. This face loved him. This face believed him. I turn the tap. Water runs. I wash my hands over and over as if I can scrub off yesterday, as if the smell of betrayal has a scent. When I step into the office lobby, the place is already dressed for the cameras. Banners, flower arrangements, a bright backdrop with the charity logo and a slogan in bold letters, Building Hope Together. The words make my stomach twist. Together. I swipe my badge at the turnstile. It flashes yellow this time. A guard watches, then waves me through, restricted but not locked out. Not yet. My heels click on the marble floor as I walk toward the conference hall. People smile at me. Some look away too quickly. Some offer a tight, sympathetic nod. The air hums with that special kind of corporate excitement, performative joy. I can hear the production crew testing microphones in the hall. Sharp bursts of sound. Check, check. The word check lands like an insult. I slip into the back of the room. The lights are bright enough to feel hot on my skin. My palms dampen. On stage, Selena stands near the podium, laughing with a sponsor in an expensive suit. She looks flawless, hair glossy, makeup perfect. Her posture says, I belong here. Armin is nearby, speaking to two board-adjacent executives, his smile smooth and public. He gestures with his hands like he's offering the future. For a second, I just watch him. This man I married. His laugh is the same laugh I used to love. That's what makes my stomach clench. The familiarity. How can someone's face hold two truths at once? Warmth for the world, cruelty for me. A seat creaks beside me. Nyla slides into the chair. Quiet. Eyes forward like she's here for the show. She leans in just enough that her breath brushes my ear. They moved the agenda, she whispers. My pulse jumps. What? Your name is on it, she says. A cold line runs down my spine. I keep my gaze on the stage. Where? Nyla's hands are folded in her lap. They look calm. Her fingers are white from how hard she's gripping. After Selena's segment, accountability statement from operations lead. Accountability. My mouth goes dry. I swallow and it feels like sand. Nyla exhales through her nose, shaky. They're going to make you read it. I feel the room tilt slightly like I'm on a ship. I don't move. If I move, I'll draw attention. My heart thuds. I lift my phone, pretending to check messages. My fingers tremble slightly. Unknown number. Do not go on stage without your own screen control. My skin prickles. Screen control, of course. If they own the mic and the slides, they own the story. I type with stiff thumbs. Who are you? This time, a reply appears. Unknown number. Someone you helped once, someone who owes you, trust me. My throat tightens, I blink hard. Someone I helped once. My mind races through faces, vendors, staff, interns, grantees. But there's no time to solve the mystery, only time to survive. The event begins. Music plays, upbeat and clean. The MC talks about impact, donations, community. Applause rises and falls like waves. I clap when everyone claps because that's what you do when you're trying not to be noticed. Selena goes on stage. Her voice is bright, confident, rehearsed. She talks about strategic optimization and streamlined distribution models and maximum donor trust. Words that sound good, words that mean nothing. Then she pulls up a slide deck. My slide deck. I know it the way I know my own handwriting. The spacing, the phrasing, the specific order of points. She clicks through like she built it with her own hands. I taste metal again. Applause erupts when she finishes. People smile like they've been inspired. Armin claps the loudest. He looks proud, not of me, of her. My vision narrows. I feel my nails digging into my palm again, but this time I don't stop it. I welcome the pain. It keeps me present. Then Armin steps up to the podium. He thanks sponsors. He tells a story about integrity. He mentions accountability 3 times, like he's laying down a track for the train he wants me to get hit by. His eyes sweep the room, then land on me for a fraction of a second. My stomach drops. He knows exactly where I'm sitting. He knew I would be here. He knew I would watch him smile while he set me on fire in public. Before we close, he says, voice warm, we believe in transparency. We believe in owning mistakes. So, our operations lead, Lena, will share a brief accountability statement. The room turns. Hundreds of eyes shift toward me like a single organism. Heat floods my face. My ears ring. I stand slowly because if I don't, they'll drag me. My legs feel heavy. My throat feels too tight to swallow. I walk down the aisle toward the stage. Every step is a drumbeat of humiliation. I can hear my own breathing, too loud. I climb the steps. The stage lights hit me full in the face. They're blinding, hot. My skin prickles with sweat. Armin stands to the side, holding a paper. The statement. He extends it toward me like he's offering help, like he's kind. I stare at the paper, my name printed at the top. Accountability statement. The word makes me nauseous. I lift my eyes to Armin. Up close, I can see the tiny tension around his mouth, the way his jaw is set. He wants this. He needs this. He leans in, voice low, a whisper meant only for me. Read it. And this ends. My mouth goes dry. My hands shake as I take the paper. The paper feels slick, expensive, thick stock like it's meant to feel official. I step to the mic. It smells faintly of someone else's perfume. I look out at the audience, staff, donors, sponsors, board members, faces I've worked with, smiled at, supported. I can't read their expressions under the lights, only shapes. My pulse slams against my ribs. I glance down at the statement. It's a confession without saying confession. I acknowledge my recent conduct created disruption. I regret undermining leadership alignment. I apologize for causing public discomfort. Public discomfort. My eyes sting. I inhale. The air catches. I hear the unknown numbers message in my head. Do not go on stage without your own screen control. My gaze flicks to the AV booth at the side. A technician watches, waiting. I swallow hard. My voice, when it comes, is steadier than I expect. Before I read anything, I say into the mic, and the sound of my own amplified voice makes my stomach jump. I'd like to clarify one operational point on the screen, so everyone understands the context. A tiny stir runs through the room. Armin's eyes narrow. Selena's smile stays fixed, but something sharp enters her gaze. The technician hesitates. Armin steps closer, his voice still warm for the audience, but edged underneath. Lena, that's not necessary. My hands tremble slightly around the paper, but I keep my shoulders square. It is, I say into the mic, polite. I'm responsible for operations. Context matters. A few murmurs, confusion. Armin's smile tightens. He glances toward the AV booth like a warning. I know he can shut this down if he wants, so I move quickly. I'll only need one slide, I say. Just one. The technician looks uncertain. Then, Nyla stands from her seat in the front row. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't make a scene. She simply walks toward the AV booth with a folder in her hands like she belongs there. My breath catches. Nyla. She meets the technician's eyes and says something I can't hear, but her posture is steady, confident in a way I've never seen from her before. The technician nods. The screen flickers. A blank slide appears. My heart pounds so hard I feel it in my fingertips. Armin steps closer, his voice a whisper again, harsh now. What are you doing? I keep my face calm. My insides are screaming. I'm owning mistakes, I whisper back, almost sweet. Just like you said, the screen changes. My operational slide appears, but not the one Selena presented. This one has a header. Control log. Access changes. Last 90 days. A hush falls. Not complete silence, but a change, like the room's air shifts. Armin's face goes still. Selena's smile falters for the first time. My mouth is dry, but my voice comes out clean. This, I say into the mic, is a log of system access changes tied to our grant reporting workflow. My hands shake. I grip the edges of the paper, using it like an anchor. I want to read my accountability statement, I continue, but I can't do that honestly without showing what happened to my access and why. Murmurs ripple. Armin's eyes flash. He steps forward, reaching slightly toward me. Not to hit, not aggressively, just to stop, to control, a hand, a gesture, a warning. I step back half a step, keeping my distance. My access was limited immediately after I raised concerns about duplicate invoices routed through the charity arm, I say. Selena's eyes widen slightly. Armin's voice cuts in, still mic'd, too public now. Lena, this is not the place. It's exactly the place, I say, and the words surprise me with their strength. The room stirs. Cameras shift. Sponsors lean forward. Armin's face tightens. I feel my knees threaten to shake. I lock them. I breathe through my nose. The screen shows a list of access approvals. One name appears again and again. Armin Rahman. CFO approval, not Mr. Rahman, not the board member, my husband. My body hums with adrenaline. My hands go cold. My stomach flips. I hear soft gasp from somewhere in the crowd. Armin's mouth opens, then closes. His eyes flick to Selena, quick. Her smile is gone now. Fully. The stage lights feel hotter. Sweat prickles at my hairline. I swallow, and then I see it in his eyes. Not guilt. Not regret. Panic, because now the story is slipping out of his hands. And I realize right there, with my name on a confession paper and my heart trying to climb out of my throat, this is the real reason he wanted me silent. Not because I'm emotional, not because I undermine leadership, because the moment I speak with proof on the screen, the mask falls, and everyone sees who's been writing the script. Armin leans closer, voice low, urgent. Stop, now. His breath smells like coffee and control. I look at him, really look, and something inside me snaps cleanly into place. He didn't want a partner. He wanted a scapegoat with a wedding ring, and every time I fixed a mess quietly, every time I swallowed my anger, I taught him he could make bigger ones. I lift the paper, the so-called accountability statement, and tear it in half. The sound is sharp in the microphone, a rip that feels like a door slamming. A collective intake of breath sweeps the room. Armin's face drains. Selena's eyes flash with something ugly. I lean into the mic. My real accountability, I say, voice shaking but strong, is that I stayed quiet too long. The screen flickers again. Another slide loads. It's a timeline. Version history, my file name, my author tag, my timestamps. Selena's strategy deck traced back to my drafts. The room erupts into whispers, louder now, unstoppable. Armin reaches for the mic stand like he can shut my voice off with his hand, but the cameras are rolling, and the truth is already out, climbing into every ear. I feel my chest tighten, not with fear now, but with something that tastes like relief, like air returning after being held underwater. I stare at the audience, blinking against the lights. Then, I see him in the second row. Mr. Rahman, the board member, the founder figure. His face is unreadable, but his eyes are sharp, focused, not surprised. He stands slowly, the room quiets around him like respect has weight. He doesn't speak yet, but the way he looks at Armin, it's not anger, it's disappointment, and that's worse. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I don't look, I already know what it will say, because the trap has sprung. And now, the turning point is real. The only question left is whether I walk off the stage alive in my own story, or whether they drag me back into theirs. The moment Mr. Rahman stands, the whole room seems to hold its breath. Even the stage lights feel like they dim a little, like they're embarrassed to keep shining on lies. Armin doesn't look at me anymore. He looks at him, like a boy who got caught with his hand in a jar and still thought he could talk his way out. Mr. Rahman steps into the aisle with the kind of calm that makes panic look childish. His suit fits perfectly, his hair is silver at the temples. His face is lined in the way a man's face gets lined when he spent decades watching people try to cheat reality. He lifts a hand. Not dramatic, not theatrical, just enough. The murmurs soften. The camera operator shifts to frame him. Arman's mouth opens. Mr. Rahman, this is... Mr. Rahman's voice cuts through low and clear. Not here. He doesn't even raise it. He doesn't have to. We will address this. Properly. Armin swallows. I see his throat bob. Selena takes a step forward, trying to recover her smile. There's been a misunderstanding. Lena is... Enough, Mr. Rahman says, and his eyes flick to her like she's a fly on a window. We are not doing damage control. We are doing truth. My lungs pull in air that feels sharp and clean. I don't realize until that second how long I've been breathing poisoned air. The MC, pale, starts to speak into the mic. Maybe we can take a short... Mr. Rahman turns slightly. Pause the program. Then he looks at the AV booth. Do not cut the feed. Let it record. Armin's face tightens. That's not necessary. It is, Mr. Rahman repeats like he's tasting the word. Like it means something to him. Transparency, isn't that what you said, Armin? Armin's jaw clenches. His smile is gone. His eyes are too bright now. Anger, fear. My knees wobble slightly. I anchor myself by spreading my feet, feeling the stage beneath my soles. I glance down at the torn apology paper still in my hand. My fingers crinkle it, small and furious. I should feel ashamed for tearing it, for going off script. Instead, I feel light, like I dropped something heavy and finally stopped pretending it was mine. Mr. Rahman looks at me, not the way Armin looks at me, not measuring, not threatening, assessing. Lena, he says, calm. Do you have the materials outside the screen? Copies? My mouth is dry, but I nod. I have screenshots, logs, version history. My voice trembles. I hate it. I push through anyway. I also have ledger references tied to the charity arm. Armin's head snaps toward me. His eyes flare. I feel the flare like heat on my skin. Selena's nails dig into her own palm, I notice. Her smile is fully dead now, replaced by a tight, calculating expression. Mr. Rahman nods once. Good. He turns toward the audience. Everyone here will return to their departments after this. There will be no retaliation. If any employee is threatened for speaking, they come directly to me. A wave runs through the staff, something like relief mixed with terror. Arman's face tightens again, like someone is tightening a rope around his chest. He steps toward Mr. Rahman, voice controlled. Sir, we need to handle this privately. This is reputational risk. Mr. Rahman's eyes harden. Reputation without integrity is just a costume. The words land heavy. For a second, I feel like crying, not because I'm sad, because someone finally said it. Armin inhales, sharp. This is Lena spiraling because she's been under stress. Don't, Mr. Rahman says softly. One word, and Armin stops mid-sentence like his body recognized a command it couldn't disobey. My stomach twists with satisfaction that feels guilty and sweet. Mr. Rahman turns to the side. Legal counsel. HR director, join me backstage. The room shuffles. People stand, uncertain. I remain on stage, frozen because I don't know what comes next. Arman turns toward me, eyes blazing now that the audience is distracted. He steps close, too close. His voice is low, venom wrapped in silk. You just destroyed everything, he whispers. My heart pounds, but I lift my chin. No, I whisper back. You did. I just stopped hiding it. His nostrils flare. The scent of his cologne hits me again, and I suddenly hate it. It makes my skin crawl. Selena slips in on my other side, smiling with her teeth, not her eyes. You think this makes you look strong? It makes you look unstable. I stare at her. My mouth is dry, but my voice comes anyway, quiet and deadly. It makes me look honest. Her smile twitches. Honest women don't last in rooms like this. I hold her gaze. Then this room needs to change. For a heartbeat, I think she'll snap. I think she'll say something too sharp, something that reveals her, but she just exhales slowly and steps back, adjusting her blazer like she's getting ready for a photo. Arman leans closer, his breath hot now. You want to play this game? Fine, you'll lose. I feel my hands trembling again. I hate how my body betrays me even when my mind is steady, but then my phone buzzes in my pocket. 3 short vibrations. I slip it out without looking obvious. Unknown number, don't go home tonight. He'll offer a deal. He'll also try a threat. My throat tightens. I glance up at Armin. His eyes are narrowed, assessing. He's already calculating his next move. Of course he is. This is what he does. I tuck my phone away and force my face neutral. Mr. Rahman returns to the stage with legal counsel, an older woman with sharp eyes and a mouth that looks like it's never apologized for telling the truth. Nyla stands near the AV booth now, holding her folder like it's armor. Her face is pale, but her posture is straight. Mr. Rahman addresses the room again. This event is adjourned. He pauses, then adds, the donation announcement will proceed at a later date, after we confirm the integrity of our financial reporting. Sponsors shift uncomfortably. A few whisper to each other, eyes flicking toward Armin and Selena. Mr. Rahman turns his gaze toward Armin. Arman, Selena, you will both step away from operational decision-making effective immediately pending an independent review. A soft collective gasp. Arman's face flushes red. You can't do that. Mr. Rahman's expression doesn't change. I can, and I am. Selena's eyes widen. This is outrageous. Legal counsel speaks crisp. You will comply. Arman's jaw clenches. He looks like he might argue again, but the cameras are still rolling. The room is watching. His image, the thing he worships, is under a microscope. He swallows hard and gives a tight nod. Selena's lips press thin. She gives a smile toward the sponsors like she's trying to pretend she's still in control. Then she steps off the stage, heels clicking like gunshots in the hush. My stomach twists at the comparison. No violence, I remind myself, just the sound, just the feeling of danger without blood. The room begins to disperse. People file out, talking in low voices, eyes wide. A few glance at me like I'm something fragile. Some glance like I'm something brave. I don't know which one I am. I just know my hands won't stop shaking. Mr. Rahman turns toward me as the last sponsor leaves. Lena, he says, come with me. Backstage, the air is cooler. There's a table with bottled water. The hum of the lighting equipment fills the silence. My ears ring from adrenaline. I take a bottle and twist the cap off too fast. Water sloshes onto my fingers. I drink anyway, gulping like my throat is on fire. Mr. Rahman speaks quietly to legal counsel, then turns back to me. You said the charity ledger, he says. I nod, throat tight. Duplicate invoices routed through the charity arm, partner entity called Shieldstone Consulting. Legal counsel's eyes sharpen. Do you have copies? Screenshots, I say, and my voice breaks on the word. I clear my throat. I was warned not to request exports. Someone said they could wipe them. Mr. Rahman's eyebrows lift slightly. Someone warned you? My stomach clenches. I hesitate. I've been getting texts, I admit. My cheeks heat. I hate admitting anything that sounds unstable. Legal counsel doesn't blink. From who? I don't know, I say. Unknown number. They said they owe me. Mr. Rahman watches me for a long beat, then nods slowly. That can be addressed later. Right now, we focus on facts. Facts. The word steadies me. I pull out my phone with trembling fingers and show them the screenshots. Legal counsel leans in, eyes scanning quickly. This is enough to open an investigation, she says. Mr. Rahman nods. Good. My chest tightens again, but this time it's relief so sharp it hurts. For months, I've been shouting in my head while my mouth stayed quiet. Now, someone is listening, but I know Armin. I know what he'll do next. He won't beg. He won't apologize. He'll negotiate. He'll threaten. He'll try to pull me back into the marriage and the story like a fisherman reeling in a fish that dared to jump. Mr. Rahman's voice softens slightly. You did the right thing. My eyes sting. I blink fast. I didn't want it to be like this, I whisper. Legal counsel's expression is unmoved. It rarely is. Mr. Rahman gestures to Naila. You too, you're protected. Your documentation matters. Naila nods, lips trembling. Thank you, she whispers. Mr. Rahman turns back to me. Lena, I want you in a temporary role reporting directly to the board for the duration of the review. Compliance liaison. You'll have authority to access what you need. My breath catches. A role that doesn't run through Arman. A lane he can't close. My hands shake harder now, overwhelmed. I try, my throat tightens. Okay. Mr. Rahman's eyes soften. Not okay like surrender. He pauses. Okay, like you understand your power. My throat burns. I nod, unable to trust my voice. Then the backstage door opens. Armin steps in. His tie is loosened now. His face looks tight, controlled, furious. He sees me with Mr. Rahman and legal counsel, and his eyes flicker, panic again, fast. Then his smile appears, a mask. Sir, he says respectfully, may I speak with my wife? Privately. My stomach drops, even here, even now. He still calls me his wife like it's a chain he can tug. Mr. Rahman's gaze is flat. Not alone. Armin's smile tightens. This is a personal matter. Legal counsel steps forward slightly. This is now a governance matter. Armin's eyes flash toward me. He lowers his voice, syrupy. Lena, please, let's not make this bigger. Bigger. He means, don't make it harder for me to hide. My chest tightens. My fingers curl around the water bottle until it creaks. I hear the unknown numbers warning in my head. He'll offer a deal. He'll also try a threat. Armin steps closer, careful. You're stressed. You've been under pressure. We can fix this. His gaze locks on mine. Come home tonight. We'll talk. We'll reset. The word home makes my stomach churn. Home used to mean safety. Now it means negotiation under a ceiling that might collapse. I swallow. My mouth is dry again. Why? I ask quietly. Did you need me silent? Armin's smile flickers. His eyes harden for a second, then soften again. Because you don't understand the bigger picture, he says gently. You don't see how much is at stake. I stare at him. I used to melt when he spoke gently. I used to mistake softness for love. Now I see it for what it is, a technique. I shake my head once. I see it, I whisper. I just don't like what I see. Armin's jaw tightens. Lena! His voice drops darker. If you keep pushing this, you'll burn bridges you can't rebuild. There it is, the threat. My skin prickles, my stomach flips. I take a slow breath. My voice, when it comes, is low and steady. Those bridges were built on my silence. Armin's eyes flare. His hand twitches at his side. Selena appears in the doorway behind him, watching. Her face is cold now, stripped of polish. She doesn't speak. She doesn't have to. She's waiting to see if I fold. I don't fold. Mr. Rahman steps forward. Arman, you will leave. Now. Arman's smile reappears too sharp. He nods. Of course, sir. But his eyes stay on me. A promise. A warning. He backs out slowly, like a predator retreating only because it has to. Selena follows, heels clicking, her face unreadable. When the door closes, the room exhales. My knees threaten to buckle. I grip the edge of the table. Nyla steps closer. Are you okay? I let out a breath that shakes. No, I whisper, then I swallow. But I will be. My phone buzzes again. Unknown number. Good. Now move your personal documents tonight. He'll try to control the narrative at home. My chest tightens. Personal documents, my marriage certificate, our shared accounts, my IDs, my records, my life. I look at Mr. Raman. Legal counsel, Nyla. I nod slowly. I'm not going home tonight, not to talk, not to reset. I'm going to pack what matters while I still can, and I'm going to do it quietly, methodically, like a woman who finally understands. If I'm the villain in their story, I can stop auditioning for the hero role. I can just leave the stage and build a new one they can't reach. Night tastes like exhaust and cold metal. I sit in my car in the underground parking garage, the engine off, the air still. My hands are on the steering wheel like I'm gripping the only solid thing left in my life. My phone screen glows in the dark. Unknown number. Move your documents tonight. Don't go alone. He'll corner you. My throat tightens so hard it aches. The garage is quiet except for the distant drip of water somewhere. Plip, 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 like the building is counting down. My body feels hollowed out, like adrenaline burned through everything soft and left only nerves. I could drive to a hotel, I could disappear, but the thought of Armin getting into our home first, touching my things, moving my papers, rewriting my reality, makes my stomach knot. No, not tonight. Tonight I take back my life on paper. I call Nyla. My fingers shake as I hit her contact. She answers on the second ring. Lena? Can you come with me? My voice cracks and I hate it. Just to grab my documents. I don't want to be alone. A pause. I hear her breathing. Then, yes. Relief hits me so hard I almost cry. We meet in the garage. Nyla steps out of her car with her folder tucked under one arm like a shield. Her face is pale, eyes red-rimmed, but she's standing tall. I open my car door and the cold air hits my skin like a slap. We'll be quick, I whisper. Nyla nods. We'll be smart. We drive separately, but close, 2 cars leaving the building like we're fleeing a storm. The city lights smear across my windshield. My thoughts smear too, flashbacks, fragments, the sound of Armin's voice on the mic, the rip of paper, the hush of a room turning. My heart keeps jumping, as if it expects a collision at every intersection. When we have to pull into our apartment building's parking lot, my stomach drops again. Armin's car is here. Black sedan, parked too neatly, like he placed it carefully to say, I'm home. I own this space. My mouth goes dry. Nyla parks 2 spaces away. She gets out. Eyes scanning. Do you want to call security? I swallow. My throat feels tight. No, not yet. I don't want noise. Noise. I used to avoid it. Now I understand it has power. But tonight, I need silence. Not surrender. Strategy. We take the elevator up. The mirrored walls reflect my face back at me too many times. Like I'm trapped in a hall of versions. The doors open on our floor. The hallway is carpeted, quiet. The kind of quiet that's supposed to feel safe and expensive. Tonight it feels like a throat waiting to close. I walk to our door. My key feels cold and slippery. I unlock it. The door opens. Warm air pours out, smelling like our detergent, our furniture polish, our life. And underneath, something floral. Perfume. My stomach twists. Nyla's eyes widen slightly. She follows me in, quiet. The lights are on in the living room. A lamp glows softly. The place looks staged, too neat, like someone prepared for a scene. I hear movement from the kitchen. Then Armin steps into view. He's in a white dress shirt with sleeves rolled up, like he wants to look like a man who worked hard all day, like he's tired and noble. His hair is slightly messy, intentional. His face softens as if he's relieved to see me. Lena, he says gently, gentle. It hits me like a trick. It used to work. I don't move. My body feels rigid, ready to bolt. Nyla steps into view behind me, and Armin's eyes flick to her. A shadow passes across his expression. "You brought HR," he says, voice cool. "I brought a witness," I say quietly. My own voice sounds strange in this apartment, like it doesn't belong here anymore. Armin exhales. "Can we talk privately?" "No," I say. The word tastes clean. He pauses, then nods slowly, like he's being reasonable. "Fine," he says. "I want to fix this." Fix, as if my humiliation was a stain he can scrub out. He gestures to the couch. "Sit, I don't sit. My knees feel too unstable to trust furniture." "What do you want?" I ask. Armin's mouth tightens for a fraction of a second. Then he puts on the soft voice again. "I want my wife back," he says. My stomach churns, the audacity of it. He steps closer, hands open, palms visible, a calming gesture, a negotiation stance. "Today got out of hand," he says. "You embarrassed yourself, you embarrassed us, but it doesn't have to be the end." I feel heat rise up my neck. "Embarrassed myself?" The words come out shaky with anger. "You put my name on a confession and tried to make me read it on camera?" Armin's eyes narrow slightly. "You could have handled it quietly." Quietly. There's that word again. I stare at him, and my chest aches with grief. Grief for the man I thought he was. Grief for the years I spent building him like a ladder. Nyla stands still beside me, silent, steady. Armin glances at her again, irritation flickering. "Lena," he says, tone sharpening, "we have to think about the bigger picture. There's a merger in motion. If this becomes a scandal, it will destroy everything we've built." Merger. The word lands like a key turning. My heart pounds. So that's the real thing. Not donors, not community, not mission. A merger, a deal, a payout. "And I was in the way," I whisper. Armin's eyes flash. He exhales as if I'm being dramatic. "You were unpredictable." My stomach twists. "Because I asked questions?" He takes a step closer, voice lower. "Because you don't know when to stop." My skin prickles. I feel a cold sweat bloom under my arms. I glance past him, toward the hallway. Our bedroom door is slightly ajar. I see a suitcase on the floor. Not mine. Dark, expensive, hard shell. My throat tightens. "Who else is here?" I ask softly. Armin's jaw tightens. "No one." I don't believe him. Nyla shifts slightly, her gaze sharp. I step toward the hallway before my fear can stop me. Armin's hand shoots out, grabbing my wrist. Not hard enough to bruise, hard enough to control. My breath catches. My body floods with hot panic. I yank my arm back. "Don't touch me." His eyes flare. "Lena." "Don't," Nyla says, voice shaking but firm. Armin's face shifts. Anger now, raw. The mask slips. For a second I see him, the man behind the CFO, smile. Then he smooths it again, too late. He releases my wrist. My skin burns where he touched. I walk down the hallway, my legs trembling. Armin follows, slow. Nyla follows too, closer to me than to him. I push open the bedroom door fully. The bed is made too neatly, like a hotel. On the dresser, a perfume bottle sits, gold cap. Not mine. My stomach drops. I open the closet. A second suit jacket hangs there. A woman's scarf draped over the shelf. My throat constricts. I turn slowly. Armin stands in the doorway, his expression guarded. I feel my vision blur, not from tears yet, but from the sheer weight of it. "You brought her here," I whisper. Armin's jaw tightens. "It's not what you think." The words are so familiar they make me nauseous. Nyla's voice is a whisper beside me. "Lena?" I swallow hard. My chest tightens like it's being squeezed. "Where is she?" I ask, and my voice sounds like someone else. Armin's eyes flick toward the bathroom door. That's all it takes. I step forward and slam the bathroom door open. Selena stands there, lipstick freshly applied, as if she was preparing to walk back into the world like nothing happened. Her eyes widen. For a moment, the three of us just stare at each other in the harsh bathroom light. And then Selena smiles. Not friendly, mocking. "This is awkward," she says, voice light. Something inside me goes very still. My hands shake, but my mind is ice. So this is it. The real reason, not just money, not just merger, it's control, it's replacement. It's erasing me from every place I existed. Work, home, history. I hear my own breathing, loud, uneven. Armin steps in behind me, voice urgent. Selena, go! Selena tilts her head, eyes on me. He told me you'd be dramatic. My stomach lurches, I feel bile rise, I swallow hard, throat burning. Nyla steps closer to my side like she's bracing for impact. Armin's voice drops, angry. Stop! Selena's smile fades slightly. She's annoyed, like a child being told no. I turn to Armin. My voice comes out quiet, dead calm. You needed me silent, I say, because if I spoke, people would see who you are. Armin's face tightens. Lena. And because if I stayed, I continue, you couldn't move the merger cleanly. You couldn't sell the charity's reputation as a shield. Selena's eyes flicker. Armin's gaze hardens. You don't understand. I understand, I cut in, and the words taste like blood without blood, pure iron anger. You built a plan where I confess, I get fired, and you stand on the stage talking about integrity. Armin's nostrils flare. I step back, creating space between us. My hands are trembling so badly I have to clasp them together to keep them from giving me away. Then, I do what I came here to do. I walk to the desk drawer in the bedroom. I open it. My fingers find the file folder I keep hidden under old papers, IDs, marriage documents, property documents, account statements. My life in paper. Armin takes a step forward. What are you doing? I slide the folder out calmly. I'm leaving, I say. Selena laughs softly. Finally. My stomach tightens at her laugh, but I don't look at her. I refuse to give her my eyes like a prize. Armin's voice sharpens. You can't just walk away. We need to discuss. There's nothing to discuss, I say. He moves closer again, voice dropping into that dangerous calm. If you leave, you will regret it. My skin prickles, the threat again, always the threat. But now the threat doesn't work, because I've already been burned. What's left to fear? My phone buzzes in my pocket. Unknown number, now. I don't know what that means, but my body knows it's time. I look at Nyla. We're done. Nyla nods. She opens the bedroom door wider, giving me a path. Armin steps into it, blocking. His eyes lock on mine. Lena, don't do this. His voice is softer now, pleading. For a second, my chest aches with the memory of love, the ghost of it. Then I remember the paper. The confession, the stage. The way he watched me like an enemy. I lift my chin. I didn't do this, I whisper. You did. I move to pass him. He reaches for me again. Instinct, control. Nyla steps forwards immediately. Do not touch her, she says, voice firm, louder now. Armin freezes, eyes flicking to her like he can't believe she's speaking. Selena's voice drips with amusement. Oh, HR has a spine now. Nyla's cheeks flush, but she doesn't move back. I step past Armin, clutching my folder. My heart pounds. We walk out of the apartment. Armin follows, but he doesn't grab me again. Not with a witness. Not with the hallway cameras. He calls after me, voice tight. If you do this, I'll make sure you never work in this city again. The words chase me down the hallway like cold wind. I don't turn around, because the moment I turn, I give him the satisfaction of seeing me break. The elevator doors open. We step inside. Armin stands outside, staring at us through the narrowing gap. His face isn't pleading now, it's hatred, control slipping through his fingers. The doors close. My knees buckle slightly. I lean against the elevator wall, clutching the folder like it's my heartbeat. Nyla's hand hovers near my arm, not touching, just there. I breathe in, shaky. The elevator descends, floor numbers tick down, and in the quiet, I realize something terrifying and freeing. This isn't the climax. This is the beginning of the consequences. Because tomorrow Armin will wake up and realize he can't threaten me into silence anymore. So he'll try a different weapon, and I will have to be ready. Ready with receipts, ready with law, ready with truth. I step out into the parking garage. The cold air hits my face and I inhale like it's the first breath I've taken in years. My phone buzzes again. Unknown number. Go to your car, don't look back. I don't. I can't. Nyla and I walk fast, heels echoing. I climb into my car, hands shaking so hard I fumble the key. Engine starts. I pull out of the parking spot. As I drive away, my eyes catch the rearview mirror. Armin stands at the garage entrance. A dark shape under harsh lights. Still watching. Still believing he can pull me back. My throat tightens. I whisper to myself so quietly, it's almost a breath. Okay. And this time, it means I choose myself. I choose noise. I choose the truth that survives every script. I drive into the night, heart hammering, documents on the passenger seat like a lifeline. And behind me, the life I thought I had collapses without a sound. My hands won't stop shaking even after I park. A quiet hotel lot, sodium lights buzzing above me, the kind of place people disappear into without anyone asking why. I sit in the driver's seat with the engine off, the silence pressing against my ears until I can hear my own pulse like a drum. My documents are on the passenger seat, the folder slightly open, paper edges, plastic cards. My name printed in ink like proof I exist outside his story. I press my palm to my sternum. The skin is warm there. My breathing stutters, then steadies, then stutters again. Not fear. Release. It feels like a dam cracked and all the water I've been holding back is rushing through my ribs. I think about the first time Armin dismissed me in a meeting. How small it seemed then. A sentence. A smile. A don't be sensitive. Betrayal doesn't always show up as a slap. Sometimes it's 1,000 tiny erasures you convince yourself are normal. Sometimes it's your voice being edited out of your own life while you keep smiling so nobody calls you difficult. My throat tightens. I blink. This time, a tear finally slips out, hot and quiet. I wipe it away with the back of my hand, almost angry at it. Then, I laugh. One short, breathless sound, because I realize something. I didn't win by ruining him. I won by removing his access to me. I won by refusing to sign my name under his lies. I won by walking out before I became the kind of woman who can't remember her own boundaries. I lean forward, rest my forehead on the steering wheel for one long second, and let myself feel everything: anger, sadness, shock, relief, like weather passing through. Then, I sit up. I look straight ahead. If this story hit close to home, subscribe and share it with someone who keeps doubting their own reality. And if you believe the truth always comes with timestamps, comment one word: receipts. Because I'm done being quiet for people who need my silence to succeed. Next time, it's the mother-in-law who tried to buy my silence and learned I don't sell peace,